guys, Martin back with the CarCast. Apparently you do want it every week. So straight out the barbers, as you would expect, every other Thursday. And a miserable day today. No, not a miserable day at all, it's a fresh day. A bit hot yesterday, the weather's broken and cleared, so it's all good. But yeah, I asked you whether we should knock this to fortnightly, monthly, or just whenever I've got something worthwhile saying. And apparently you think I've got something worthwhile saying every week. You just kind of, I've got some weird sort of addiction to watching them, but that's fine. Let's carry on with them. You'll get some quick ones, you'll get some long ones. It'll depend on what we've got to talk about. So this week, what's been happening, what's going to happen. So we had our first Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. 10 players turned up, which, considering it wasn't advertised, and there doesn't seem to be any Facebook groups for Yu-Gi-Oh, unless my computer dislikes Yu-Gi-Oh that much that I can't find them. So I was happy with the 10-man turnout. Good range of ages as well. Tom from TNG Productions turned up and hasn't played Yu-Gi-Oh for years, so I was testing for him. On the note of TNG Productions, before I carry on, I know I asked you a few weeks ago to go and sub to them. Thanks to everyone that has and has been commenting on their videos. They're now nearly doubled the subscription level, they're nearly at 200 subs, so just if you didn't last time I spoke to you, then go and give them a sub. They're putting more and more content out. A lot of Guild Ball stuff, bit of Batman stuff as well going on, and now that Georgie works for us as well, we're going to be doing some work with them. They're going to be filming probably some of their battle reports for Guild Ball and Batman, etc. Will be done in the store, so show them support. We're a featured channel on their list. They should be featured on my list. I just don't think I've got round to doing it, but I will. And yeah, go and give them a sub, guys. TNG Productions, you'll find them. If the link's not below, because I never bother putting links on these things, then you'll find them. TNG Productions. Yeah, so the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, 10 people turn around. Zav won it. I don't think he watches the video, but if you do, well done, Zav. Which meant that Graham didn't win it. There was a bit of rivalry between them two beforehand. They're good mates, so it's okay. Yeah, it was alright. This weekend we've got... Oh, sorry, no, we had the X-Wing tournament, didn't we? That was on the Saturday. How did I forget that? X-Wing tournament was fantastic. So it was fantastic, yet really strange. We only had 13 people turn up. Now, whether that again was due to advertising on my behalf, although I did push it all over Facebook, I just didn't saturate it this time. Whether it's due to summer holidays, I don't know what the reasons are for it, but it was only 13 people. That's the lowest attendance we've had in the 3 events. But it was new people playing that hadn't played before. There was obviously some regulars that we knew, and as I say, some people were on holiday for various reasons. But it was a great event. Each event we do runs smoother than the last one. And I don't think any of them have actually ran badly, but they just get more polished rather than smooth. That's a better way to polished. And this one just, give the pun, but it just flew really well. Austin won, which is great because it's potentially the last event he's going to get to play in for a good few months now. He's in the forces and he's away until after Christmas now. So Austin, again, I don't know whether you watch, but congratulations, mate, well done. What it did mean is Dave didn't win. Dave seems to think that I've got it into my head that I just didn't want him to win the tournament, and he's right. He won the first one, didn't want him winning another one, but he came second. He actually gave the tournament away by giving points to somebody else in a previous game and what. But it was just good. Everybody had a good laugh, good crack. We're just waiting on news to find out whether we've got regionals, or whether Blackpool have got it again, or indeed whoever. So fingers crossed we get that, because then the next one will be big. But yeah, it was just a nice event. It had a nice feel to it. Everybody enjoyed it. We've got the tournament packs and that now, and it was just good. So that happened, and then the tournament on the Sunday was the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. And then this weekend There's nothing on the Saturday, and on Sunday it's Grand Prix trials for Magic the Gathering. So the winner of the whole thing gets 2 buys for Grand Prix London if you're going down there. If not, then you've got chances of winning store credit, prize support. First place is 50 quid, second place 25 quid, third place is, so it's all on the I can't remember because we changed the way the prize structure works. It might even be more for second place, and those figures are based on an attendance of 20. Obviously if only 10 people turn up, the prizes are dropped by half, so it'll be 25 quid, and so on and so forth. This is the first event that we're going to run with our new prizing structure. After all the kerfuffle of the over-competitive players coming in and making demands that things should be done this way, that way. Well, no, things shouldn't be done this way, done that way. They're done however I say they're done, because they're my tournaments. Players don't determine it. The players determine the turnouts. But we're carrying on. So what we're doing anyway, we've had all that, it's been and gone. We're playing on Swiss, which for anyone who doesn't understand, so a tournament typically runs on what's called Swiss pairings, and that means that you just randomly selected against someone first game. Second game, if you win your first game, you will play somebody else who won their first game. In third game, if you've won 2 games, you'll play somebody else who's won 2 games, and so on and so forth. So it naturally creates a winner, and it also starts pairing you against people who are performing on a similar level to you. So if you go into the game 3 and you're on 2 losses, you would also play someone else who's lost 2 games. So you would want to believe then that you're playing somebody who's at a similar level. That then can encourage new players to get into the game, because they're not just going to go into 5 or 6 random games and get battered. And we do it for 40k, we do it for X-Wing, we do it for everything. Even War Machine's done that way to an extent. They say it's not Swiss pairings, but it is. It's just called something different, but it's the same ethos. And we're paying out our prize support based on the Swiss pairings before the cut, which then encourages people not to intentionally draw, because they could end up with a lot more prize money, hopefully making the event much more available, attainable to other people, because some people will be put off coming into any of the events for Magic because people just collude to a draw to try and get into the top 8, to try and go for the 2 buys for London and to try and score all the prize money. This way there is none of that. It's just, well, it's not even top 8 that we pay, it's top half. So if 20 people turn up, top 10 get a prize. Everybody gets a booster for joining in anyway, just for taking part. So that's this Saturday, this Sunday, 11 o'clock start. So 10 AM we'll open the doors for registration, 11 o'clock start, and it'll run through for however many rounds the numbers turn out. I don't expect a big turnout for it. It's only a Grand Prix trial, so it's not a PPTQ, it's not at that kind of level. But if we get 10-12 people, I'll be alright with that. 20 would be great, but I think 10-12 is probably about where it's at numbers wise. And it's 15 quid, so it's not like it's a cheap little event for everybody to join into it. There is a bit of money that you've got to put into it, but you're going to get a full day out playing Magic. You're getting a booster just for joining, so it only makes it £11.50, and you've only got to top half to get some more money back. Even if that only be another £3.50 for another booster, it still then means if you do that, if you finish top half, then you're doing alright, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Just let me check, is this road closed? No. Big sign saying road closed, and then it isn't. Took my chances on that. Yes, that's Sunday. So if you play Magic, come along for it. Friday Night Magic's lifted off more and more. We're doing well with that. We're starting to take pre-orders already, would you believe it, for Kaladesh, which is the set that's out at the end of September. That sees 2 of the sets rotate out. So get your pre-orders in for boxes. Booster boxes are £99 retail now, so we'll do £89 for a pre-order box. $99 for a retail box after pre-orders. If you want a pre-release pack, they're £25 again, and we've only got 72 spaces over the 4 events, so break the math down on that however you will, but they're available to those that want them, and there'll be more information closer to the time with that. Week after, we've got Game of Thrones, so anybody that's watching this that plays the Game of Thrones card game, come along. We've got people out there playing the game because I sell it. I don't know whether those people watch these videos. I really don't know. But we want to grow this as a game. We want to grow it as an organised play. This is as un-tournament as it is. It really is an organised play event. It's a Game of Thrones day. Come down, play some games of Game of Thrones. Yes, you're going to be playing against opponents. Yes, there is going to be first, second, third, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th places or whatever, but it's not on as competitive a level as say Magic is or 40k or anything like that is. It's just about coming and playing the game. It's 10 quid, that's all it is. It gives you a full day out. You are guaranteed to get some alternative art cards or some gold coins, some fancy gold coins to use, just because we won't hit numbers that require more than that. The person who does the best gets a coin, like a big medal coin, and there are some other art cards. I think it's Tyrion Lannister, but it's whatever it is, but they're good, and we need to support the game, so do that. But that's the 3rd of September. What else has been going on? EPOS system. We've nearly got a fully working EPOS system. Now, we have got a fully working EPOS system, just not loaded up. I think I said in one of the previous carcasts about the lack. Well, we talked at length about the website designer. It was just a joke. But it turns out that the reason I haven't got an EPOS system was because of what he said, and actually it's just all lies. So Dave and I have been working on it, Dave more so, as always. We've been working on getting the CSV accurate so that it fits the EPOS rather than trying to fit what the old web designer wanted. And that'll all kick in. To you listening to this, probably doesn't mean much. To me as a business, it means everything. It just means I've got more control over the business. So I know, just because I'm that way inclined, I know what is on my shelves at pretty much any point. I can tell you how many of almost any stock item that I've got, because I'm just like that. I know my stock. And what I can't tell you is exactly what the average spend of a customer is. What I can't tell you is, I can tell you which days are better than others, because obviously I see the results at the end of the day, but I can't tell you factually that this is the best selling product, this is the second best selling product. This system manages all that. Not only from your point of view as a customer, it prints a receipt off the war games on it, and it gives you a physical receipt for things. That's great. From my point of view, it does so much more. It allows me to run different reports, it allows me to manage my stock better, it allows me to see where my profits are, it allows me to create a database as well. So as a customer, when you come in, if you want a receipt, then I'm always going to ask, or the staff are always going to ask, can we take an email address to email the receipt to? Or just to join onto the loyalty program. So by giving us your email address, you're then in our database. We don't share the information with anyone, but what it means is, if you've come in and bought 40k products, then when we set you up as a customer of War Games, we will know that you bought 40k products. So if the next time you come in, you buy more 40k products, then it'll know that as well. I can pull up an entire history of what you bought. So if you ever come in and say, oh, I bought such and such, then I can see it all, which means you won't get marketed. I mean, we're not sending silly amounts of emails out anyway, but you won't get marketed with necessarily unnecessary products. I'm not going to send you information about the new Mantic release if all you play is Games Workshop. You'll get a generic newsletter which might include a few bits, but if I specifically want to target 40k players, then I'll target everyone who buys 40k. The other advantage is when your friends and family are coming in, and they come in and they say, right, I want to buy John something. What does he normally buy? The chances are I know what you normally buy. I know most of my customers. I would say 90% of my customers I know by definitely by face and probably by name. I'm good with names. But if I don't, then I can bring up your accounts as such, and I can say, right, well, no, he's got one of them. He's got one of them. All right, this buying trend means you might want one of them. At the very minimum, they're going to get you a voucher, which is fine. But it helps us in that way. It helps us with you can set up a wish list where you as a customer can say, right, these are all the things I want. So for Christmas, these are all the things that I want. Can I store it there? As somebody comes in, they can then, again, friends and family can say, all right, is there anything on Fred's list that he hasn't got yet? I can knock them off the list. You don't know, so it's still a surprise to you for Christmas. You know that you should hopefully be getting some of the bits off the list, but you don't know what they are. So it does all things like that. I say it manages my stock better. It tells me how much stock I'm holding to the penny, rather than me just knowing roughly what I'm holding. It does what an EPOS system should do, unsurprisingly. That covers that. Website, still end of September. We're hopeful for it. Randomly enough, we might just be building it ourselves. I think I said that last week, but we really might just be building it ourselves. So see what happens with that. We're getting the EPOS system live first, and then all the little final detaily bits on the shop are all getting done. So we've changed the way we're filing the single cards. We've changed a few other bits. We're buying singles now as well for Magic, only for Magic. We're not doing Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh yet, but we're buying singles for Magic, and doing trades for them. So I'll talk more about that in probably in next week's video. But we've got a shelf that's designed for it. We've refiled the cards, or we're in the process. Georgie's got some sort of like weird fascination with it. She gets high on sorting cards out, and she's going to learn to play Magic. Yes, you are. But so that's. But I'd say I'll talk about that more next week when it's done. But all the little jobs are starting to get done because the big jobs are out the way. I think I said last week the critical jobs are done. My motivation's back now. It was my birthday on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, my birthday on Tuesday, so I'm a ripe old 37 now. And it's going well. But I'm going to cut it there because I'm not going to lie, I'm sat in the car park at McDonald's. So I'm going to turn this video off and I'm going to go and order my breakfast. And then I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to go and do some work. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. I'll catch you with some more stuff, and don't forget, if you can, get down to this Sunday's Grand Prix trials for Magic. If not, leave comments with whatever you fancy writing below. It's just always nice to know that people are watching and know who it is that makes up the views. See you guys.